Hey everybody, it's your boy Doc Williams. Today we're going to be talking about how you can create an MCPs for your tools for AI agents, all the different things going on with Buildship and the new Ship week. And so we're going to go through everything, buildship.tools, what that entails, and all the things going on with Ship week. Now, we have one of the best in the business to ever do it with us. Sobs, what's going on with you? How are you feeling today?
Hello, good, pretty good. Very excited. I
Good
like
times. Could
the
you Very nice. Thank you. Tell the good people if this is the first time for them to see you. Please tell the good people who you are, and then we'll kind of go into what's going on with Buildship.
I'm Shams, co-founder of Buildship, and Buildship is the easiest way to create your custom tools for your agents.
I love it. I love it. So a lot of crazy stuff. Saw all the promo videos this week. Great stuff. It felt like a dance party and everything. That was great. So could you tell us a little bit about Buildship Tools, and then we'll kind of go into the rest with Ship Week. Let's talk about Buildship Tools first.
Yeah. So Buildship originally is a visual builder for your APIs, and then what we realized is a lot of agents, to be able to be productive, they need to have like programmatic functionality. And to do that, you need to expose it through like an API. So what we do is we package it up and then we provide it to whatever agent you're using as a tool. So for example, if you're using Claude desktop, we support it will automatically create an MCP server on your computer that calls the Buildship APIs. If you're using like a voice agent like 11 Labs, then you can plug in that API, and then every time you talk to the voice agent and it realizes, oh, I need to use a certain tool to complete the task that the user is asking, then it would do that. And then what that does is it allows you to enforce certain rules and restrictions. So you don't want to give your agent, for example, an MCP to your database and then give that to the user, right? So you can, for example, there's probably like MCP server for like something like Supabase, right? And then, but that's only for you to use, right? Because you can't give that to your users, because then they would be like, can you delete the users table, right? But what we want to do is allow you to create custom tools that you can give to your agents that are user facing, and those can be controlled. And
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And by the way, we have so many that are in the chat saying hello. Thank you so much for being here. It's great to see you. By the way, love all the stuff you're doing on LinkedIn. This is great stuff. This is good. And let us know, anyone asking questions, how you plan to use MCPs for your projects, for your agents, all those things, please let us know. Hey, Shams, let me ask you something real quick. Would this even be a thing? Say, for instance, I'm having a voice agent and I then can create an MCP to maybe update projects and tasks with something I'm using like BuildCamp or Asana or something like that. Is that possible?
Yeah. So that would be like, you would build that flow in Buildship, and then you would expose it as a trigger. I think we can go through an example. We can go through if you scroll down a little bit, I can show you the tools that we have now. And that kind of like gives you an inspiration of what you could do with custom tools. And then we can, like, for example, so these are all different tools, and we'll be adding more. And then this is also open for the community. So you can build your own tool, and you say like, oh, look, I made this cool tool. And then you can submit it, and then we'll showcase it here as well. So like if you see that like Stripe MongoDB example, that would be like, if you're using MongoDB to manage your users and you have Stripe to manage your payment, you want to ask your agent to like give me some data that combines the two, versus there's like MCP server for Stripe, or like MCP server for MongoDB that you want to use separately, that kind of like less efficient than if you had a specific workflow in mind that you want your agent to do.
I love it. Hey, real quick, Shams. This is
Yeah.
we're getting some chatter about what is MCP. Now, it's great
Okay.
that some are answering it, but could you kind of give a layman's term of like what this is too? What is an MCP, please?
Okay. So it's a it's a protocol, which means it's a standard, and what it like that means that basically everyone who wants to there's the reason why we need a standard is because there's two sides to it. There's like a server side and there's a client side. And traditionally, we've been using APIs, and APIs are really good for like making those like front end and back end connections. But with MCP, it needs more than an API. In some cases, it has access to like your local file system and things like that. So it's just a standard to allow your agent to do things on your behalf. And what Buildship does is that as long as, so we help you create an MCP server that connects to the Buildship API, and your agent can, which runs on an MCP client, calls the MCP server, which calls the API. So it's just a standardization so that any agent can talk to any, can do the same type of task. And what it means is that the ecosystem can grow a lot faster in terms of people building things in a similar way so that we can accelerate the agentic behavior. If that, I hope
Yeah.
that helps.
No, that works out great. Thank you so much. Let us know in the chat if that makes sense. Also, too, I heard someone, it was from an article or something from like Agentic Flow. They were saying that, like you were saying, it's that standard. It's like how a USB port is a standard. Once everyone has the same kind, now all these things can plug in the same exact way. So it's easier to do it.
Exactly. Yeah, like you can have your webcam on a USB, you can have your flash drive on a USB. So they're all like different tools that you're using to do different things, but you don't have to make like what was the old mouse thing, the green
Mm-hmm.
and blue one. What was that?
I forgot, but I know what you're saying.
I
I know
like
what
it.
you're talking about.
So it didn't work out because it's like you had two separate plugs. One was green and one was purple, and then but now you just have a USB, and then everything uses USB, which is great.
Which I love. Which I love. This is good right here. So, okay, let's go in. Shall we talk about how to use this first, or should we go through the other announcements for Ship Week and then go back into Buildship Tools? What would you like to do, Shams?
Let's try the like if you can try the like I want to showcase the agent builder, which kind of helps you get started. So if you have a up here, you can come up with your own prompt, or you can select one of the bottom ones at the bottom, like at the bottom of the text box.
Let's see. Do this again, Shams.
I like the apply 3D texture to logo one. It's pretty
Let's
cool.
do that. Okay, cool. So I'm going to click this one. So if we're looking at something similar to like if I'm getting started, I see this as like a prompt or what I need to do. Now when I click this, what's happening?
Okay, so this is like have you been vibe coding lately?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
What have you been using?
I've been using Lovable. We just
Okay.
did a whole thing about Lovable yesterday. Let me jump into my account real quick.
Okay. So this is basically similar way, but for your backend in terms of like Lovable is you prompt it and then it creates your front end for you, which is easy to visualize. And the problem with backend is that there's nothing to visualize. It's just code if you're doing it like with a normal cursor or something like that, where it's just code and it's hard to understand. But with Buildship, when you hit run, it's going to visualize that process for you. So if you press enter, so this is the instruction that you would give to Lovable, but like for a backend, right? So if you press that, and then it'll just create a new flow, and then it will submit that, and then hopefully.
I like that. So kind of just like how we're vibe coding on the left-hand side, I'm seeing all the things, the chat right here, what it's planning to do, what it's implementing.
Yeah.
Okay. And then it's saying right here, ready to start building your apply 3D texture. Should I click start building right there?
We can have a review it. So on the
Okay.
right side, you can see, so you have the normal, like the text generated of what it wants to do, but also we thought it would be a lot more valuable to show you a draft, right? So if you scroll, so like it's like, okay, I'm gonna need a UUID generator. So the reason why it needs that is because it's going to be uploading files and it wants to make them unique, and that's like it needs to use a UUID to make them unique, right? And then it's like, okay, I need to upload the logo that the user gave me, and then I need to, you know, create the reference and things like that. So that kind of planning you can review, and you can say like, I don't want to do this and I want to do that. But I think for now you can just start building, and then you'll see how it'll do it. So if you scroll back to start building.
Right here. Start building right there on the left. Click that.
And here you'll notice that it's gonna be like pretty fast, hopefully, because we're not actually coding a lot of this stuff. Unlike other vibe coding where it's like every time you ask it for something, it's generating code. For us, we have a whole node library that we're like, okay, can I use something that exists just like as we do to be productive? Can I use something that's already made, or do I have to make it myself? And two benefits of that is that it makes us and the agents more productive and fast, but also higher quality in terms of like, instead of trying out a new piece of code, we're gonna be using something that's already been tested and published to the node library. So you here it's already built everything, and then you can like press test.
All right, so I have this right here. This looks good. Then I'm going to go to test right here at the top. And then I can do test flow right here.
I think so. I hope I think we might have like, I think the values are pre-filled from the sample. And then you can copy the URLs and see what they're in the, let's have a look at them. If you just copy into your browser.
Yeah.
I wonder if it's.
It's doing. Okay.
That's one. And then.
Okay. Where's my other one? Grab this.
I think that's our logo. Yeah. So basically it should, so if you close, so we'll scroll down. So basically, it uploaded those files to, okay.
Ooh.
That's right. I like, this is my favorite. So it's using the new GPT image 1 model. And
wow.
Yeah. So you could use, like, you could just give these images to like ChatGPT and ask it to do that. But what, like, the difference between that and using Buildship is you want to build a system for your business or your customer base to be able to do things like this, right? So we try to help you automate that.
That's
cool.
That is really interesting. That, and I was wondering all of your secret reveals. I was like, what is this? Why am I seeing the logo changing? I didn't know it had to do with the tools, but that's really, the textures, pretty amazing what it was doing. Yeah. That is pretty amazing.
Yeah. So that's like the GPT image 1 model. It's pretty awesome.
Interesting.
It just has like a good understanding of things.
That's awesome. Yeah. So to me, if I'm thinking about this, and maybe if you're watching this and you're like, I feel overwhelmed, this is great, but I have no idea what's going on here, I would, Shams, let me know if this makes sense, but I would probably write down, what do you want for your business? Like, what are you having trouble with? What are you doing with maybe using agents, or you're needing to keep prompting over and over again? Writing down a list of that is going to help you to bring your idea to life when you're using Buildship tools. Is that correct?
Exactly, I think so. I think like if you already have an agent and you're like, I wanted to do this thing for me, then Buildship would be the right. And then it's like something that's repeatable. I don't want you to like come up with a solution on the go each time, because that's going to be slow. Imagine if you did this with like asking your agent to generate code to do this, then it would be like unreliable and it would have to wait for the code to generate each time the user requests. So, but now that we have this tool, we can just use it the same, and like your agent can use it repetitively, and you'll be like pretty sure that it's going to work out each time, compared to like hoping that the agent has the right code. Yeah.
Could we kind of give a quick overview of the canvas itself? So the left-hand side is where all the code is generated. The bottom is going to be build with AI. What does that button do?
Okay, so the left-hand side allows you to talk to your to the Buildship agent, right? So and that manipulates the right-hand side, which is the actual code and the logic that we always had. So basically here you can see, yeah, so you can zoom out with that. You can open each block to see the code that's underneath. So like, I think the most interesting one is the OpenAI, the image generator. So if you click on the image generator, if you scroll down, yeah. So if you click on the code icon on the top right of that. So we always had this where you can like see the underlying code and then make changes to see like, okay, this is what you could like, how you call this external service, right? And then here we actually, one recent thing that we added was if you go to the inputs tab, so in the reference images, if you click on the reference images, so
right
you see, yeah, so we added like array type and we added like a file item type. So in the editor, you can see like, you can add multiple files. And the thing with files is that we try to convert whatever file you throw at it. So like if you're giving us a URL, we'll convert that into whatever the API expects. So if we go back to the node logic,
go back out one.
Yeah. So you can see if you click on the array of
right.
Yeah, so here we're using those, we're referencing those inputs from the top. So if you scroll to the top, those are our inputs of the flow. See
Nice.
those? Yeah, so that's are the ones that are coming in. Actually, it's not. So we're uploading them to our bucket first, our storage, and then we're sending them over. So it's using the ones in the upload logo node and the upload ref node. So these are returning file types. Do you see the upload logo node?
Let me see. Yep, right here. Upload logo.
So this one returns a file. So it took in the URL that we pasted in, and then it returned a file. And then the same thing with that one as well. And then we took those files and then we give them to OpenAI to generate that image. And then once we return that image, so if you scroll to the last node, so the last node is taking in the result. So that's the output that gets returned, but the one before it, this one takes in the image from the OpenAI and then stores it. So the reason you want to do that is sometimes a lot of these image generation services or other things, they generate temporary files, but your user expects to next time they come back and they made something, it needs to stay there. So yeah, so we try to like be able to build systems rather than something that would be like just for like demo or like just for testing. You want to be able to build a system that you can go in and build your agent or your application on top of it, and it'll be stable and reliable and as functional as it to be. One of our users actually told me to like explain it like what did he say? He said like a production ready API in 5 minutes. And that's how he sees it.
I love that. I love that. I think no, this makes a lot of sense. We were seeing in the chat. This is very robust system. Exactly. I think that the reason we have always been an advocate for years since Rowie back in the day, that we just think there's so much here that when you're doing a lot of intricate things or to speed up the process, Buildship has always been at the forefront, and so we just see it keep getting better and better. And now with MCPs, it's going to be awesome. Do not also mention I'm looking to build an agent for my podcast post production. This could be definitely something, depending on what you're trying to do. But I think this could be a viable thing to use for sure.
Yeah. So I think like, actually, I want to show. So have you used? Do you use Replicate sometimes?
Say it again. Sorry.
Replicate. Do you use Replicate?
I haven't. I've been using Replit, but I haven't used that.
The Replicate. So the reason I brought it up is because if you're doing like podcast, you should. If you go to replicate.com, I can just do it quick. And basically, if you click on the Explorer, and then they have all these different types of models. So for example, that like the A step, I think that one is voice generator. The one, if you scroll down to the voice cloning, that also looks like it could be relevant. So the speech one, those could be like relevant for a podcast app. And the reason I bring it up is actually we introduced a new node. So let's say if you look at the speech, or pick whatever one. Yeah.
Let's go here.
Yeah. So if you go back to Buildship,
I've got way too many tabs. I'm exiting some stuff out. I'm out of control. Okay.
Yeah. So if you add a new node, like in between
anywhere,
anywhere, yeah. And then search for replicate.
Yeah.
So the first node, we need to come up with a better name for it. But it's basically, if you click on it, it will allow you to pick. Do you have a key? I think it will be pretty quick to get a key. I think they're pretty. If you try to sign up, they might give you a key.
Let me see about this. Keep talking. Let me try to see you get this real quick.
So basically, it's really easy to connect, and they have a lot of. What they do is an open source. They allow you to host open source AI models, and there's a lot of repositories on there. And then the Buildship layer allows you to connect different models together and then persist the files that get generated. Or basically, they're on the model inference layer of generating things with AI. But to be able to provide this as a product to your users, you need a logic layer. That's what Buildship does in terms of helping you make those requests to replicate securely versus you can't make those requests directly from replicate because that would expose your API key. Once the content is generated, either like image or video or audio, they all return a temporary file URL. But like I said, if a user comes back, they expect to see the image again. So you need to go in and save that somewhere. And that's where the Buildship layer is. It's like helping you craft your product.
Let us know too in the chat. This is great stuff. Tell us, are you more technical or you're saying, listen, this is going over my head, or yes, keep going. This is exactly what I'm looking for. This is why we're all figuring this out together. This is why we have professionals here. So let us know in the chat. Where are you? What are you trying to create? I just went in and created a account. Now I'm looking to how can I get a key real quick? Hold on 1 second. Let's go here. I'm jumping in. View organization. API tokens. Hold on 1 second. Okay. Create. I need a API token. Yep. Hold on 1 second.
Yeah.
Give me 1 second, everybody. I am doing
You can add.
this. There we go. Okay, so I got my token now. Let's go over here. Add key. No, am I thinking about it right? API tokens. I need my key though.
Yeah, so that's the same one.
Yeah.
So there's tokens and keys are the same. I think if you try to type something in the value, so type in the value, just test
Anything or
just test if it's, yeah. So you can delete it. So you want to show on, I was just checking if it'll show on the screen. So here you can paste it. Yep, everything. Yeah.
Thank you for, you know what? One of my first streams ever, I exposed like all my API information. I learned a valuable lesson that even at 2 a.m, people will watch your stuff and take it. I just did not expect. I'm like, what is that?
People are mean sometimes.
Yeah. I was like 2 a.m. I'm like, no one's watching this stream, and someone watched it, took all my stuff. So that shout out to that person years ago. So we try to be more conscious of that. Okay, cool. So we have this right here.
So if you click on the model, the drop down.
Yep.
So if you search for the model that we want to use, what was the ACE step? Is that the text to audio?
I thought we did. Let's see. ACE step. Yep.
Yeah, so that's the one. So if you click that, so it automatically fetches all these inputs for you. So you can easily and then it will output the thing for you. So you can the easiest way I would do it is I would go on the replicate dashboard, and then I would be testing out the model here. And then once I have my values, I can just copy that, search for that model, and then I would put these in. And then because you're using Buildship, you can parameterize different fields so that the request can come in from you can look up, generate some text beforehand with an LLM model, or you can get a request from your user to generate something, and then you'll be able to connect all the different blocks together.
That's very interesting. Very interesting. I love it. I love it. So experiment first, see what you're liking, then bring it in from there. Okay, let's see. Kevin's talking about, thank you for this. We're all on this new and exciting journey of LLMs and MCPs, which seems to be changing every week. You're right about that, Kevin. Everything's dropping every single week, which brings us to Buildship with their ship week and all the things that they're doing. Should I switch over to the Twitter thread? Is that okay?
Yeah, we should cover. Yeah, let's see what we need to cover. Yeah, okay. So this was today, right? So yeah, these are more the new features that we introduced. So if you scroll through the thread, we'll see. Oh, you forgot to retweet just before.
All right. See, now he's shaming me right here. Hold on, let's say. Look at that. But I know, I usually do. Don't do that to me. Come on.
No. I know. That's what I'm saying. You just for yeah. There was a heart there. I don't know the hot button.
Look at this.
It's information.
There we go.
There you go. Okay, now we're ready.
Now
it's all free. You have to give something back.
I have. I love it. Okay. This is good. Okay, so where should we start? Should I keep scrolling down or start with dynamic and keep going?
Okay, so you saw that where we searched the inputs. So that's kind of the dynamic field. So when we looked up the model, that was that feature of being able to dynamically. So yeah. So and then I can show you how we actually built that. So anyone can actually build this feature. So if you go to if you go back to that node, it is more on the advanced side. So if you edit the node like we did before, if you click on the code, top.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And if you go to inputs, And then so the model tab. So if you scroll on the right, on the right. So you're in the right place. Yeah. So here, so there's like what we did is we added some code that you can dynamically fetch results. So in this case, we're using the replicate API to get their list of available models. So whenever like they introduce a new model, we don't have to update the node. And this is useful for like replicate node that we're serving, and we want people to use replicate really easily, but it's really useful for your own nodes as well if you have dynamic options. Like for example, if you have a database and you want to select a user, or other things where you want to be able to make it more interactive. For example, we use this where we fetch the list of latest OpenAI models, and then every time OpenAI pushes a model, they have an API endpoint that lists those models. So same thing there. We'll show you the list of models. So that's dynamic inputs. We can go to the next one unless you have any questions.
No, this is great. This is great. I'm seeing a couple different comments. Some are just saying, keep going. That's awesome. Erica is saying, this is going over my head, but keep going. I can catch up by rewatching the recordings. Hey, listen, we love it. Thank you so much for being here. And this takes time. We're going to be doing a beginner's course too, or beginner's set of videos with Buildship to make sure that we start using, because we want to start using Buildship tools too. So we're going to be putting out even more content in the next coming days and weeks. So this is great.
Yeah. If you have any questions, we have the Discord, we have the in-app support as well. So feel free to reach out, and then we'll happy to support. So the next one is the Schema UI. I like this one a lot because whenever we're dealing with LLMs and then trying to connect LLMs to our apps, we need, like, sometimes you don't want just like a text that's coming out from an LLM and show it to your user as text. You want to like generate a visual element and like a UI component, but the UI components expect a strict structure. Like they want, like, for example, they want a label and they want a description and they want like different things. So this feature here allows you to design that schema. So if we go back to Buildship, we can try it out as well.
Okay, let's take a look real quick. We're going back. Let me move some things right here. Buildship right here. Okay.
So if you add the new node and search for JSON generator, I think it's, yeah.
Where am I?
So you have
oh,
two
there
options.
we go. Yeah.
Yeah. So we have all these different options. They're all the same, but different model providers. So you can pick the OpenAI one. That'll be fine. And then, so the new field is the schema. So if you click on that schema, you'll see this is the standard that we're asking. So if we go from the top, actually, we'll look at the instruction.
Instructions right here. Mm-hmm.
So the instruction here is really simple, and you can modify it as much as you want. So there's convert input text into the JSON schema exactly. So that's basically very simple instruction, but you can elaborate on that. Sometimes it's like, well, like for example, let's say you give it a PDF and you want to convert that PDF into a structured output. What you would say, like, okay, if you can't find the person's date of birth, put it as NA. Something like that, where you can elaborate on how you wanted to resolve some sort of conflict. So that's where you would put more information based on your use case, right? And then the input is whatever the content is. So if we look at that, so that's the input is a simple weather update. And then the schema is the structure that we want the input to be converted into, right? So those are the three pieces that allow us to take any unstructured data and then make it into a structure that we can use in our database, because our database has a certain structure that then we can store it and then filter and search through it, right? So,
I like it.
Yeah, so if you can test this node as well, and then we'll see the result.
Okay, we're testing this right here. Node test. And so if I'm looking at this too, okay, so it's saying weather sunny 75. Okay. Weather is today sunny with a temperature of 75 degrees. Is raining, it's false. Okay.
So here you can say like we can if you click on the schema as on top of there, like on the
Yes.
top, yeah, and then you can like add another boolean and say it's cloudy, right? And then you can add a string, like change the type so that it knows what. So you have different types, and then you can run that again. So
update it.
No, the blue button. Yeah, and
There
then
we go.
we'll get to the update. So basically, now you can like add this to your database, or for example, if you had a UI, then it would show you an umbrella if it's raining is true, and it would show you like sunglasses if it's cloudy it's false, and then you can create like UI elements to visualize that data a lot better than if it's just a text, right? And then so you can click the update output schema now. So you see on the node, if you click on the 5 more, so this shows you that now you can use these properties really easily and dynamically in like, for example, we were looking at that. If we go down to the node that we had.
Go down to where? Sorry, Shams?
So if lyrics field,
Maybe it's mine. I'm losing you for a second. I'm sorry. Maybe it's my connection. Hold on. Is it my connection? Let us know in the chat if you can hear us still. Let's see. Shams, I might have missed you. I'm not having trouble getting you right now. Okay, now you're back. Right? Shams, can you hear me? We're going to, technology, everybody. We'll be back in 1 second as we're going through this. Shams will be back in a second. Oh, you're back. Back and forth.
I've always been here.
Always been. Well, thank you. I'm glad that you're here. I'm glad that we're back together again.
I hope it's resolved. But yeah, what I wanted to show was like now that we can. So if you scroll down to the replicate node and then we click on the lyrics, and then we can search for what is it, description, right? If you type in description, it's really
So I'm sorry. I can only hear you back and forth for a second. I apologize. Oh, the internet. The internet. Let me try to see.
Okay, I think it's fine now. I hope it's fine now.
Okay, now I got you. Okay, cool.
No.
Oh, these things happen. Let's see.
Do you remember that?
Let me see. I'm putting it in the chat for 1 second. Let me see. Sorry, folks. We'll get it together. These things happen sometimes with technology. As we're doing this, as we're coming back with him in 1 second, too, if you want to try out Buildship and the different tools, remember in the chat, we're going to make sure that you get the links for you to try out all the new things. And then that way it allows you to test these out for yourself and be able to go. So if you want to check this out, make sure that you take a look. I can see and hear you both. Oh, okay. Let's see about this. Check it out. This is going to be for all the things for Buildship to test out the new tools right there. You can create an account and then you can start trying out all these new tools based on what you're looking for. Just like Shams was talking about, when you're looking at this might feel, daunting at first, but remember, you're using these tools to first think about how you can use this for your own business or your own workflow and all that kind of good stuff. So make sure that you think about what you want to use for your business and then go from there. We're going to, of course, go with different examples in a little bit. Shams will come back in a second, I'm sure. And so that way we'll be able to go and test this out. Let's go real quick. If you're just joining us, you'll see that we're in the state where we're looking at the build. Then also too, if we look at the build section here, then we can go to connect, and connect will allow us to see how we're going to select the agent that we want to use as well. So if you're going to be doing a Vibe Coder agent, 11 Labs, Claude, Desktop, Node.js, Python, etc., you'll be able to then be able to take this and be able to use this and either copy the prompt or be able to tell your platform, your Vibe coding to use. So it says copy and paste the code snippet into your app or website here using JavaScript. And then it says AI handoff. Paste the following prompt into your AI app builder to generate the front end by connecting to your Buildship API endpoint and creating the UI you need, right? So if you're looking at this, you can have all of this create a responsive web app using the given endpoints. So that will allow you to have that, or you could just use the endpoint URL as well. So a lot of different options that you can have with this. Hold on 1 second. Let's see. Please, in the comment section, let me know if you have any questions. Oh, thank you very much, Erica. I appreciate it. Exactly. Tech problems sometimes. These things happen. But there are really good things. Coming up with Buildship. We've had them on throughout the years, and they just keep getting better and better. They're committed to helping the community. So again, Shams, just like he was saying, he's going to help you out. We're going to be doing more tutorials about real life use cases. And if you want to check out their entire thread on Buildship to look at what they're going to be launching, all of the different nodes and features that are going to be here, it will all be here coming up. Not only that, you'll see all the new 7 powerful AI features that just launched. Let me put it in the chat as well for you to take a look if you want to. And then that will really help to see what they have planned in the future, and for us to try them out as well. Okay. So I think we looked at a few. We looked at the dynamic inputs. Oh, look at this. Right when he's back. He's back, everybody.
Reset the router.
No problem. Thank you. Thank you for coming back. Good times.
What are we at?
Well, we were just talking about, so what I did was I went into Buildship and I was showing the different elements for build, and then we went to connect and kind of talked about how you can start using this in whatever environment, whatever you're planning to use. You can select what you're going to be doing, and then you're going to be able to use this MCP for your project right now. Yeah.
And for this tab here, we're going to be adding a lot more agent builders. So if anyone wants to like add documentation for, we'll like if anyone can request any agent that they're using, and then we'll build documentation on how you would use it in that agent. Did you go through the preview tab?
No, I haven't. Nope.
So the preview tab is basically it will allow you to play with the workflow, just like. But I think now that we added some stuff, it will fail.
Oh yeah.
Maybe actually, we'll see. Maybe we'll.
And then is this so? Let's see. Okay, so I can create. Oh, look, create README as well.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
But this helps when you're like trying to document something with your team and something that's more complex. So did you click the create README?
I did.
If you close you need to close the agent, I think. If you close the compass builder, that cross thing, yeah. So you see now it has that README. I think that was the.
Where was that?
So yeah, because we didn't set up the replicate properly.
Oh, okay.
But so the README allows you to like document your process and.
Oh.
And internally you can see, okay.
Very interesting. Don't worry, everybody. We're making it through. We're going to power through this. This is good. Life happens. Life happens with technology. But we have seen build, connect in preview right there. Excellent. And let's see what else we have right here. We have easy file handling right here. So need to input a file in your workflow. We've simplified the file usage across the board. We showcase that as well. The pause or sleep notes need to pause workflows until a human gives the green light. So this is kind of like human in the loop. If you're using make.com, you can just put that in right there. So it says deep sleep right there. Need to pause, add manual review, because even a human, should keep grounded. So what we can do here is, let's take a look at that node. Let's look at that. What are they calling it? Is it deep sleep? Let's see. Yeah, deep sleep here. So if we have that, then we have the value and then the unit, right? So we can have this all here: minutes, hours, days, months, years. So we can have all of those things running like that. Very interesting. Okay. Then we have also we have AI handoff prompt. No more manually integrating your API or tools into front end apps. Get a ready to paste prompt from your AI handoff tab under the trigger usage. Okay. That's really interesting. So paste the following prompt into your AI builder to generate the front end by creating that. Very interesting. Okay. So if we're over here, have that. Let's see. So we're in connect right here. Default setup. Let's take a look at here. AI handoff right here. So the AI handoff, exactly like we mentioned, we can copy the prompt over and we'll be able to do all of those things. I wonder if we could try this real quick. Let's try this real quick. Let me go into build for a second. going to build a new flow. And let's do this. Let's see. This template uses Anthropic to extract node to easily extract structured data. Let's just go with a chatbot real quick. Let's just do that. I feel like I'm going to go down the rabbit hole if I don't. Okay, let's use this. Okay, we have this REST API call, widget. Okay, so we have that one. We need to set it up. Connecting. Okay, so we have message, we have that. And then what we're going to do here. Oh, welcome back.
Hello.
Hello. I was
I was watching the stream on YouTube and it works fine. So I don't know.
What is going on? This is ridiculous. Ridiculous.
Okay.
But I appreciate you being back. Appreciate you being back.
Hopefully. Okay.
Yeah.
So what are we up to now?
So what were we doing? Oh, we were previewing, talking about the AI handoff prompt.
I think would be cool to show use the image generator thing that we made, and then we build a front end with it for
Okay.
Lovable.
Let's do it.
Yeah. So
Okay.
I think if you go
this one,
let's remove the JSON generator and the dynamic.
Yeah.
Let's delete those.
Let's see, delete.
Yeah.
And then open JSON right there. Delete.
Yeah. Okay, so now it's perfect. So now we can ship that. And then we can go to so if you click on the tool trigger, I think it'll open up here. So now if you go to that one. So
prompt this.
Yeah, and then you take that, and then you can paste that in here. And then you run.
See what happens.
Yeah.
This first time I haven't done it this way. I haven't seen this. We'll see what happens.
So basically, it's telling it to make an app that processes the structure. So you can build more things. You can build sections of say oh, I want to add. You have an app already, and you can say oh, when the user does this, call this workflow. And basically, if you scroll to the top, what do we say in the prompt? So basically, yeah. So you can copy this, modify it, and yeah, basically I wonder if it will have trouble with the image, but we'll see. But that's basically the idea of it. We can move on to the next one and
as it's working. Yeah. Okay. So handoff.
So
okay.
Do you went through over the sleep node?
I did.
Yeah. So that one is you can pause a workflow and it will just resume as if nothing happened.
Now, tell me more about it. So need to pause. I can add the value of 5 weeks, but it mentions right here, how will is it like human in loop? I have to do something in order for it to turn back on, or it's just going to be, it will do the time and then it will just resume right after, and I don't have to worry about it. Do I? Yeah.
Yeah. So I think, so basically I would say we implemented the pause feature, which allows you to do multiple things. And one example of that is waiting for time to pass by. Another implementation that I think we don't have an example of it yet, but anyone can build, is actually say you want to send a WhatsApp message and then pause for the human to respond, and then it would continue from there. That's something that we'll probably need to build out more and document. But for now, the pausing functionality allows you to pause for infinite time. But in the future, as we develop this further, you'll be able to like, I want to wait for Doc to approve my like this via email, right? So yeah, so you can drag and drop any logo that you want. That looks pretty good.
Yeah.
We'll see.
By the way, yeah, what was that? Let me publish this. I was doing this, and Lovable has this new feature where it's done. It does like this, like bring, like this ringing sound. And my
Okay.
headphones are way too high, so as you were talking, I almost went deaf for a second right there. Please turn off the notifications, everyone, or turn down your sound. Don't be like me. Sorry, I heard only half the things. I was like, I have hearing loss now.
Oh, no.
Okay, so
The damage of vibe coding. That'll be
yeah.
it's a vibe code in 2025, and now I can't hear anything.
Exactly. Okay, so look at this, right? So logo image, reference image. Okay, so what should we do here? Should I just try it out? Let's
Yeah,
see.
I hope it works.
We'll see what happens. This is a preview. Okay, so upload a logo. Okay, let me get a logo real quick. Should I just get Let me grab a logo real quick. Let me grab a logo. What's it? Buildship logo. So unoriginal. Okay, let me grab that. Save it. Okay. Let me upload it. It depends on the format too, right? And then reference image to generate a professionally rendered logo. Now, what should be the reference image? What should we go with here? Let's go with this. Sham, any ideas on reference image I should use? Should I just do a shape or anything? What are you thinking? Let's see. Let me just do this. 3D shapes. Let's just do this. Let's do this. Reference. I don't know what to do with this. I'm gonna do a panda. I don't know what's gonna happen with this. This might be a bad idea. Well, we're gonna see what happens. A red panda. Let's see what happens. I don't know what's gonna happen. That was wrong. Rendering process. Okay. An error occurred. Please check. Okay. Ooh, I wonder. So we have it right there. I'm gonna screenshot. Let's just do this. Refer to image. I got an error while trying to generate a rendered logo. Take a look. Maybe I had to hook up a database to it already. Welcome back.
Am I still allowed in? I'm like the disappearing guest.
You're allowed back.
Okay.
Let's see. I got an error, but I wonder what I did wrong. Okay, so I was asking what I should use, and then I just went with a panda instead.
Okay, I think that would work. But my worry is that it's not sending the file correctly. So I think does it let you see the code?
You should be able to. Let's see. Where is that button? Hold on one second. View. Why am I? There we go.
Yeah. So I think maybe we can go back to I'm not sure what it tried to do. Sometimes it tries to do things that are silly. So we can, okay, so that's the string file. If you scroll to the top where no, on the chat, if we can try to restore before it tried to fix it.
Okay, so you just roll it back one?
Yeah, so just the initial thing. Made, I think.
Restore this version. Okay. I do like Lovable. It's pretty easy just to go back and do those kind of things too, though.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, we implemented that with our agent as well to just like, you want to be able to let the AI experiment, but also shouldn't damage everything. I would say it needs to, I think you just need to prompt it to say like, send the image properties as objects.
Send the image properties as objects.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think we'll improve the prompt as well. And then we want type as base 64.
Basic C4, you said?
Yes.
What does that mean?
Base. Not basic, base 64.
Oh.
Yeah.
So
base 64 is just the encoding of the data. And then without space, I think. Yeah, without space. And then we want a file property as the base 64 string of the image.
Okay.
Yeah. And then I don't think it's capital, so like the T and the F are small letter, so hopefully it doesn't confuse it.
Say which one's capital letters? Say it again. I'm sorry, or cut that out.
The type.
Oh, got it.
Yeah. I'm not sure if it'll. Yeah, but yeah, the file the same as the file. Yeah, and then if you run that, I hope it. And then we can review the code as well. So if you submit that.
Oh, you know what? And then what I need to probably do is put it in chat mode. Let's see about this.
It should update. We do need to update what's the chat mode?
The chat mode is when you're editing and everything. It will start. Basically, as from what I can understand, it's going to allow you to edit the code better if you're in chat mode versus if you're just straight asking Lovable to do it, prompting. Then it will kind of go off the rails and do what it wants more. So chat mode is going to allow you to do that a little bit. Yeah, chat without. Yeah. So that way, okay. And also too here, it's going to allow you to like, hey, this is what I'm thinking about doing. Before I do it, how am I on the right track before I go ahead and just do what you're asking me to do? So it kind of saves you before it just says like, oh, you like purple? Let me go make this whole like total thing. Like I'm going to start making a clown now. It's like, what? That doesn't make any sense. So it read it. It's saying propose, modify the rendered logo function. And then it says adjust the image uploader component. Well, let's go with yes, implement with this plan.
Yeah, let's try that. And then yeah, I think yeah, we'll probably need to improve that prompt thing to have this, and then that will be easy.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Let's see what it does.
Yeah.
Okay. It's doing all those things, uploading. It's thinking about its life. Well, I think this is pretty good. Okay, so tell me more about is there a boot camp for Buildship if people want to start? What's the best way for people to start and getting acclimated and start trying this platform out?
So we have a YouTube channel. Try to put we have a course on that, like a very high level covering all the core features. And that's, I think, Buildship yeah, you can, I think if you search for Buildship on YouTube, it should show up. And then we have a lot of demos as well, example use cases that we go over. So that hopefully helps anyone get started.
I love it.
Yeah.
See what happens.
Who doesn't like it?
Something went wrong rendering the process.
What is
I wonder if it's the format that I'm using for the logo. Could that be it? I wonder. Would that, or would it be giving me a different error if that was the thing?
Yeah, I'm not sure.
No worries. To be continued. This is part of the journey. Like we were saying earlier, we're going to be back. We're going to be doing tons of things.
Yeah.
And number two, I think for me, I'm going to start more with MCPs to see what I can do to start adding it with Claude, adding it in different things. And then we're going to keep going and trying these things out. I'm going to be sending you a list of things that I need help with. So I need you back on the show. And so we can talk about this.
Yeah. I'll make sure the internet doesn't keep dropping. So
no worries. Life happens. So remember, everybody, I dropped it in the chat down below. If you want to see more videos about Buildship and to learn more about using this, their YouTube link is down below as well. Make sure that you try it out, all of these things, and support also the launch that happened earlier this week. And we'll be back soon in the next couple of weeks where we're going to be really diving into our use cases of what we're going to be doing and what's next for us using Buildship. Toms, before we get you out of here, anything you want us to plug, any merchandise that we should know about before we get out of here?
That we'll have it. So tariffs. So we had a plan for more merch, but
that's it. Digital maybe digital badges until this thing gets worked out. That's so funny. Well, I'm glad I got the merch while I can before that happened. Erica's saying thank you both. Thank you, Erica, for being here, being in the chat. We really appreciate all the wonderful support. And until next time, everybody, we'll be back after the tariffs have been figured out and more of this for MCPs. Again, thank you so much, Oz, for being here, and we'll see you in the next live stream. Good night, everybody.